to Dog Explaining, where we break down what your dog is really trying to tell you. I'm Dana, a canine coach and holistic wellness specialist focused on nutrition, energy work, and essential oils. I'm on a mission for your dog to eat better, feel better, and live longer.
And I'm Angela. I'm your 456 wellness and behavior coach, focusing on helping you understand the connection between 4 paws, 5 elements, and 6 fun tricks.
We're here to help you connect the dots: behavior, food, health, and everything in between, with honest conversations and straight talking guidance.
If you're ready to get past the noise and actually understand what your dog needs you to know, you're in.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's Dana,
And Angela.
and we're here for Dog Explaining. And yeah, we're just gonna see
Explaining some dog stuff.
explaining some dogs. Yeah. So tonight, I was watching some other videos and podcasts and things a week or so ago, and came across Larry Crone talking about an experiment that he did. And the short version of it is he took in, I don't know, 6 or 8 dogs on a no charge basis because he wanted to experiment with something for these dogs who had either aggression or anxiety. And so he told the owners, I'm going to try this experiment, therefore I'm not going to charge you. But I want to see what happens if I don't do any training at all. And the short version of the outcome was, within a matter of a day or so, there was no exhibiting any anxiety or any aggression while they were with him.
Right.
So he kept them for a couple of weeks, no issues present. And I found that really fascinating because I've always said, even when I was doing board and train, and I know you experience this now, Angela, which is why we're going to dig into this. Why is it that we can get resolution, and the minute we hand the leash back, the problems are reoccurring? And how do we get the pet parent to function more like we do? Because what we're doing is not magic, right?
Nope.
It's just not magic.
Not at all.
But I think a lot of people think we put some pixie dust out there, or that there is this training program that has to happen that's full of sit, stay, down, stay, come when called kind of things to get to a resolution of behavioral problems.
Yeah.
So did you see his discussion on that? I know you've gone to some lectures with him in person. Has he ever talked about that?
I don't know if I've heard him talk about that directly. I know in passing, I watch his videos all the time. I have so much respect for him as a trainer.
Yeah.
So I remember him saying he was going to do this experiment. I don't know if I saw the video where he was talking about how it turned out.
Yeah.
But 100% I'm on that bandwagon.
Right. So what he basically said, and obviously I'm paraphrasing, is that he did no training. He simply took the dogs for a walk, fed them, and sort of hung out with them in the play yard one-on-one, or, in a group as needed or as appropriate. But no sit, stay, down, stay, daily lessons of obedience kind of work.
Yeah.
And so it's just fascinating that within such a short period of time, the energy of a good leader can eliminate a behavioral problem.
Yep. It is very much the presence of the human, and really what's happening by having a different presence with the dog. But really, we're just giving the dog a different picture of what it means to be a dog. Dogs
Mm-hmm.
remember things in pictures. So what they know at home is door opens, I jump on people, I get attention. Something really simple like that. The picture here, when they come here, is when the door opens, you're either on a leash or I've trained you a place command, maybe, and you're seeing a different picture of what it means for people to come in the house and how you respond to that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it it's yeah, place command aside, like really just using the leash and showing the dog what you want them to do versus trying to correct a behavior that is unwanted.
Right. And a confident energy that says, without words, this is what I expect of you.
Mm-hmm.
And the expectation is um, it's not big. I mean, it's just clear.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to have your feet leave the ground. I don't expect you to be barking. I don't expect you to um rush out of your crate. I expect you to wait until I sort of hand signal you to do that. So I guess people could look at that and think that there is some training associated with that, but it's not anything other than clear communication, clear expectation, clear boundary, clear I'm not putting up with your nonsense,
Yeah.
right?
It's not training in the formal sense, but we are training the dog.
Mm-hmm.
We're just thinking outside of the box. Like, how can I make this dog the best dog they can be? Well, that's by not jumping. So you can do a place command, maybe you can't. Who cares when you go home if you can do place? As long as the expectation is someone comes through the front door and you're not jumping on them, then we've still resolved the issue, whether or not we taught you place.
Right. So if we look at it from a perspective of the aggressive dog or the reactive dog or the dog filled with anxiety, why do you think why do you think the leadership creates a different response from the dog?
Because the dog, no one out there take offense to this, but our dogs mimic our behavior. If you're anxious, you've got an anxious dog.
Mm-hmm.
You're a high, strong, volatile, short-tempered person, your dog's going to react the same way. And so going to someone's house, going to the trainer's house, and give being given the opportunity to experience emotions in a different way and not expecting the dog to make their own decision, but showing the dog what we want, that's how we change a dog's reaction, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's anxiety or aggression or fear, whatever it may be. We're helping them, showing them what to do so that they're not going, well, I'm uncertain of this situation, so I'm either going to fight, flight, or freeze. No, I'm going to show you what to do now.
Right. And so I think, you know, part of it is how do we help the pet guardian, the pet parent, the owner, whatever you want to call them, find their own calm confidence. That's the hard part, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
think I've shared this story before about reactivity and how many times I have seen it and or aggression and you give the owner back the leash and instantly you can look at the dog and see their face change or you can see the owner be nervous about walking past that house that six houses down where the dog's going to rush the fence line, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because they didn't go through the experience of letting go of those fears and replacing it with a different response
yeah,
where we know we know how to handle any situation that pops up and we're prepared to deal with the dog and let those scenes go versus us triggering on them. And I think that's one of the big things is that the dog is looking to us to be that strong, confident leader who
yeah,
says, I got this. I don't
Yep.
need you to do it.
Yep. I'll look the dog in the eye and say, "This isn't a big deal. Let's go. Come on."
Yeah,
And the dog's like,
exactly.
"Oh crap. Okay, I can do this."
Right. Or that
I've
we
never
will
done that
position
before.
ourselves between the dog and the thing they perceive as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we know we can handle that. We can step between them and an person or another dog or a human dog pair coming at them and say, I'm gonna be the one in the middle. I've got this. I'm gonna protect you. You do not have to take the lead on a job that you're not qualified to do.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything except walk beside me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how do we teach that to parents? How do you do that in your go home lessons? And if you were given advice to somebody today who's dealing with this, where can they make some changes? How can they find that little piece of confidence or the changes that they need to make in their tone, in their presence, in their routine, whatever it may be?
Yeah. Well, much like the dogs, every person is different. Every person's gonna perceive the information differently. But I actually, not intentionally, but I very recently did something quite similar to what Larry did. I took a dog in. I had done a couple private lessons with this client, and rehoming the dog was on the table before we started. She couldn't manage the dog. Big lab and sweet tiny lady, you know, and she loved the dog, but the dog was too much for her. And so we had done a couple private lessons and starting to see some progress, but she was just having a really tough time personally one week. And I said, you know what? Let me board her for the week. Um, just so you can have some reprieve. You take care of your personal, things that need to be dealt with, and then I'll bring her back home when you're done. And I didn't do any training at all. The dog was just here, and she got to see other dogs. And so she mimicked their behavior, and she learned I don't rush out of the crate. I sit and wait, So just by doing all of those things and not, grabbing the treat pouch and going, okay, 20 minutes, let's train. I sent the dog home, and my only instructions were, I didn't do a lesson. My only instructions were, I want you to treat her and go back home and treat her the way you want everything to be. Don't do it. Don't think about it. Don't get stuck in your head. Just go home and do what you want to do and show her, not show her. I can't remember how exactly I worded it. But basically I said, go home, keep the leash on, show her what you want.
Create the
And
environment you want to see. Create it.
yeah, just manifest it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. You don't have to prepare for anything. Just go home and do how you want your life to be. And she kept thanking me for doing training. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. She was like, but she's so much better. She's doing so good. I'm like, that's because you had the confidence to be the leader and show her exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all it took. I haven't even had to go do any follow-up lessons yet. I want to, because we do need to get to down to some basic obedience stuff. But the most important thing was getting her to be able to live with her dog, coexist with the dog, and not be frustrated every second of every day.
Right. Yeah.
And okay, well, maybe I waved my magic wand or dropped some pixie dust on her, but I didn't. I just said, you can do this. Take
Yeah,
the
it's
leash
it's an
and do it.
energetic confidence thing. And until somebody feels it, right? Until you see it and can mimic it, even if you're lying to yourself the first few times, until you experience that, it's really hard to describe.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a big lab. It doesn't have to be a big dog. It could be a little dog.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I can
they're usually the ones that are the worst.
exactly. I mean, I can tell you about little Maestro. He's a story of mine from many years ago. And it was this wonderful lady, and Maestro was, she liked the orchestra and the music and all of those kinds of things. And she was so prim and proper. God bless her. But the dog was, he he ran all over her. I mean, she had no control of this dog whatsoever, none. And I would show up and the dog was perfect. And she would call me a day or so later and tell me what an asshole he was. I mean, it was just not good. And I remember one time taking them to the park and I said, look, we're going to take Maestro for a walk. And I said, while we're walking, I want you to make up a story, make up like a fairy tale or a children's story and just tell me something. But I needed her to think about not just telling me Jack and Jill went up the hill kind of thing, but something creative in her brain, right? Where she was having to create something new. And we walked and she talked and we got back to the parking lot of the car and I'm like, how was that walk for you? And she's like, she's looking around like, how did we get back to the parking lot? And she said, I've never been able to walk him and not have just complete chaos. And I'm like, why do you think that was? And she's like, she started her sentences, to say me. And I'm like, no. This was because you weren't focused. You didn't create the scene. You allowed it to be something that it's never been before because you weren't tugging on the leash and worried about him. You were not even thinking about him. You were telling me a story.
Yeah. You were having a good time in your mind. And so you both
And he
had a good
just
time
enjoyed the
together.
walk. He was sniffing and doing his thing. And you weren't fixated on it. She never had another problem. That's not training.
No.
That's just getting out of
yes,
your
it
own
is.
way.
It's training because we have to help retrain their brains. We're retraining the dog's brain, but we're also inadvertently retraining the human's brain to believe that your dog can be what you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to believe that, hey, I've got a dog. Who cares what kind of issues he had when he got here, rescue, puppy, whatever. I'm just gonna, from this day forward, go about my life how I want it to be. I'm not going to be prisoner to my dog. If I have to put the dog on a leash to show them what to do, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to get frustrated with why doesn't my dog know this?
Right. So if we had to give people, say, 3 to 5 things that they could start working on at home tonight, I know what comes to my mind is a couple things, but what comes to mind for you?
Well, number one, put the leash on and don't take it off until you can trust the dog.
100%. Yeah, exactly. One of the most powerful exercises that I have seen is the one we call sit on the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the dog's on a leash. You go sit on the couch or the kitchen table, chair, whatever, and put the leash under your butt or under your foot. And the dog's got about this much, he can stand up and he can lay down. That's it. There's no other room. He can't walk across the room. He can't dance around. He can't jump up on you. He can't do anything. He has a choice to stand there or lay down. And that exercise is intended to be a minimum of 30 minutes. Be frustrated. I don't care. I don't care that you'd rather be over there chewing on your bone. I don't care that you would rather be running down the hall or barking out the window or whatever those things are. Figure it out. We're sitting down.
Yeah.
And once the dog learns to go, I have no other options, right? You just rattled his cage a little bit. He's going to start to relax.
They're gonna cycle through all the emotions 1st, maybe twice, sometimes 3 times.
Right.
But once they've cycled through those emotions and found what emotion feels good, then you've just changed their whole perception of what's happening.
Exactly. So suddenly your evening, so yes, the first 2 or 3 nights you attempt this, it will not be pleasant for anybody. You're not going to enjoy your book. You're not going to enjoy a TV show. The dog's going to be frustrated because this is the first time he's ever been mentally restrained.
Mhm.
Yes, he's on a leash, but we're forcing him to have to think about behaving differently. But once you get to that point where he's like, oh, I've been fed, I've been out, it's evening time. Mom has settled down on the couch to watch TV or read her book or whatever she's going to do. I'm to do the same. Your evenings are suddenly so much more enjoyable.
And you'll probably have a happier dog because
Exactly.
your dog
And
hasn't
even
been
if he was
running
crated,
wild trying to figure out what to do. You showed him what to do.
exactly, even if he had been crated for the work day, came home, went to walk with you, playtime, whatever, it is okay for him to go, it is time to settle down. Mom's, it's quiet time, or it's bath time for the kids, or it's whatever. This is what I do now. So whether you consider that training or not, it is working on their state of mind. And that's the big deal. That's the thing that makes it all better.
Yep. I've used the analogy before, only with people that have children. I've used the analogy of the difference between public school and Montessori school because it's not about opening a book and memorizing everything. It's not about teaching your dog 12 commands. It's about putting your dog in situations where they figure out what to do on their
Mhm.
own. They don't know they're learning, but they are learning.
Right. And you mentioned place early. To me, that's a really powerful one. And I'll give the assignment to somebody for their first week, and I'll say, your goal, week one, is a 30-minute place. Dogs cross the room for you for minimum 30 minutes. Are you going to get there night one? No. Some dogs will, but most won't. But your first assignment is to achieve 30 minutes. I can't tell you how many people resist that. They're like, oh, he didn't like it, or and I'm like,
That's cruel. I won't put my dog
that's
in
a
a
you
crate.
problem. That's a human thinking problem. And because what we're trying to do is embrace the power of duration work and let the dog's mind quiet down and go, yeah, I'd rather be on the couch. Yeah, I'd rather be chewing a bone. Yeah. But we're teaching them to not have to have those things, to do it just because we ask them to. That's where leadership comes in, right? It's not hard. It's a challenge the first week. But once they figure it out, once they're like, oh, we're gonna have battle of the wheels, right? And she's not giving up, right? And I'm just supposed to sit here without a chew toy right now and just let my head relax. Once they figure that out, now you've got a dog that knows how to relax, knows how to chill out, and starts to listen to you because you meant the things you asked them to do. You meant it.
Yeah.
And that's a
Well,
big deal.
I use place command to teach a dog no because that's one of the biggest things I see that I don't care if the dog can't sit or down or put in a heel. I see these dogs come in and I tell them no and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" Like dogs don't understand the word no. And they have to understand the word no if we're going to
Mhm.
teach them anything. So that's why another thing I like about place command is it's a good opportunity to teach a dog no.
Yeah, it's one of the very first things I teach, no matter what the issue is. Because
Yeah.
if I can't convince, and I keep looking at my fireplace, if I can't convince you to stay there for half hour, and then to do it while I go to the bathroom, or while I go fill up my beverage, or while I make dinner, or while the kids get their homework, if I can't convince you to do that just because I told you to, then I don't have any chance of fixing the big stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
So, all right.
Leash, place. What are some other suggestions we can give people to work on this? Not that I don't want people to call me for help because, that's my
Sure.
livelihood.
Well, absolutely.
But um but people still need the tools. They need the tools to take the dog back home and go, okay, I can do this. I've been
Hmm.
told I can do it. Now I have to prove to myself and to my dog and to Angela I can do it.
Yeah. Other things that sort of put you in that leadership role are controlling the release to the food bowl, just
Yeah.
having them not be crazy about the food, but waiting on permission to take it,
Yeah. Same thing
waiting
as
on
coming out of
permission
the
for those,
crate.
huh?
Same thing like coming out of the crate, just teaching the
Exactly.
dog to slow down and wait.
Exactly. That was the next one. Every threshold, whether you open the crate door and versus them busting out and waiting on permission for you to go, all right, come on. And the same is true for the front door.
Yeah.
If they're bolters through any threshold, that's one place that you can start to fix it. And keep in mind that it's um, repetition is going to be your friend. Don't just do it when they got to go pee. Do it because it's 2:05 in the afternoon and you're going to practice 7 times and then go put them and do something completely different, right? Change the expectation of that door being open means nothing to you. Getting your leash out is not cause for the happy dance. It's I am moving it from point A to point B because I can, and it should not trigger your mind to go crazy.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, the leash. The leash is such a simple tool, but we make it so complicated.
Mhm. Yeah. So all of these are things that they are a type of training, I guess. They create a behavioral response or a different outcome, but they're not what most people think of when they say my dog needs training. We're not training aggression away. We're not training anxiety away. We're teaching your dog how to live with us, how to trust us, how to let us be the leader, and what their expectations or their job is and is not.
It's somewhat passive aggressive. Let the dog make a decision and the human too. I'm gonna let you make a decision. I'm gonna tell you if it's right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna let you fail first so that I can show so that you'll really understand what's right and what's wrong.
Right. So, all right. Anything else you would add to the story?
Oh, let's see. I was trying to think if I have any more really good examples. The one that just happened recently, though, it was heartwarming because she kept messaging me going, I can't thank you enough. And I kept saying, I didn't do anything. And
Well, you
I kept the dog at home. She's not going to be rehomed now.
right, and that's I mean that's all any of us can hope for. But it didn't take this major level of obedience. It just took a mindset change for her and the dog.
It didn't take an e-collar. It didn't take 21 days of training. It took just simply bringing the dog to my house and going, all right, here's how we do things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're expected to do now,
Yeah.
including being around small dogs. She also had a Yorkie, and thankfully I had the Jack Russells here to desensitize her to be around small dog. And it wasn't, she just was so excited. She wanted everyone to be her friend, and she couldn't conceptualize this dog's the size of my paw. Maybe I should run
Right.
towards them as fast as I can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everybody's living happily together now.
That's good news.
We
Great
we
news.
didn't really touch on the anxiety part of it. We talked about like reactivity and aggression, but the anxiety aspect of training, it all falls under the same umbrella, just showing the
Sure.
dog a different way to feel.
Right. So you've mentioned some of the arousal side of it, which I think people can sometimes misinterpret as anxiety. It's not. It's just I just woo, life is fantastic. Um, but for a dog that's anxious, when things become predictable, when the human becomes predictable and the expectation of the dog becomes predictable, then they can start to go, I know how to be in this environment and I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do, what you're going to do, what that noise was, because I'm more relaxed, right? I had a thought that just hit my brain and it went right sideways. Where did it go? Oh, I know.
Predictability.
Huh?
Predictability.
Well, no. So for me, what I was going to say was a lot of times when we start even this type of work, putting them on place or and I'll challenge people a lot of times and I'm like, they'll tell me how obedient their dog is. And I said, okay, great. If I ask your dog to do a downstay in the dining room behind the dining room table for the next half hour, will he stay there? Oh no, no, right? So we've got a gap in what people think obedience really is. And
Right.
should I be able to put my dog in a downstay anywhere that I take them? Yes, I should be able to do that. But what I hear from the client a lot of times is, well, you're putting him under stress. Putting him on place or this sit on the dog exercise or the downstay in the guest bathroom because it's 8:05 in the evening puts the dog under stress. I'm like, your dog's already stressed. Your dog's already anxious because they don't know what to do. There is no clear expectation, no clear leadership from you, and you don't have the ability to say to them, I'm not asking you to do anything that you don't know how to do. I'm not asking you to do anything that's harmful. I've taught you this. Now I'm just going to hold you accountable to it.
And we actually are teaching the dog how to feel because we're telling the dog, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Think about staying in that position.
The
That's the
task I
only
get,
thing you
yeah,
have to worry about right now.
right. And so when the human comes at it and goes, that stressed him out, yeah, it might have initially, but once and I'm not going to ask them to do 30 minutes the first time, right? But once they've done it, and then we celebrate cheerleaders and pom poms and all the things that happen, and the dog's like, I was successful. I did a good job, right? And then we can
Here's your
extend that.
participation trophy.
Exactly. And then we do it again and again, and the dog builds confidence because now he knows what the expectation is. Even if we tweak the duration, he's like, I got this. You're not asking me to do anything I don't know how to do. And they build a lot of confidence and a lot of security from that.
Yep. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's all the same to the dog too.
Mm-hmm.
We put too much value on the duration of things. It's a lot more simpler in the dog's mind.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, even going back to the anxiety, I don't think we spend enough time talking about the nutrition and the essential oils and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes if we just give them those elements to take the edge off just a little bit, then the learning can happen a whole lot better, right? If their brain is on fire and then we come at it and go, well, they're stressed out, then we're not ever going to really get a full resolution. So sometimes just being able to take the edge off is enough to help them, sort of be able to allow the rest of the training and that leadership and the confidence that we're trying to build in them to work.
Yeah. Yep. Taking the focus off the fact that I'm itching to death or my stomach hurts. Because dogs are experiencing those things, and too many people forget that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit and be comfortable for 20 minutes if you don't feel good.
Right.
We want our dogs to do all of these things. We want our dogs to be the perfect model citizen, but we don't care if they don't feel good.
Yeah.
Unfair.
And even with like separation anxiety and crate training, I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and that is still an extremely common problem. I mean, the issues you and I get are the same ones repeatedly, repeatedly.
Yes.
And
That's
I
where it
keep
gets really frustrating.
for sure. But it's like, why do we, the proverbial collective we, keep creating these dogs? How does this keep happening? And so, even when I tell somebody the process of working through separation anxiety, because I can get it resolved in a day or two with me.
Hmm.
And for them, they're struggling 2 weeks later. And I'm like, why are we having this difficulty? And I think part of it is you and I have just come to expect that the dog is going to yield. The dog is going to make that adjustment because we've made it safe to do so. And the pet parent is still wrapped around I'm putting too much stress on the dog, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway. All right. I don't know if this was helpful tonight or not. I mean, I think we've got to figure out how to have people feel those outcomes.
We need to get some people on here to talk to us about their experiences.
Yeah.
What worked, what didn't, and then we can help them figure out
Yeah.
what could have changed or what should have changed.
Maybe we should offer like an online group class or something.
That sounds like a lot of coordination.
Yes, it does.
My life is not conducive to coordination.
All right. All right, my friend. Anything else you want to tell the crowd, tell the peeps, tell the dogs?
Just be confident. Get out of your head. Don't worry about what you saw the dog do yesterday. Focus on what you want the dog to do today.
Mm-hmm. And dust off the instructions for sit on the dog or place or crate training and do it. Just put in the effort.
Get some earplugs. Get some headphones. It's
10
not
minutes
going
a
to be
day is
pretty.
going to change a whole bunch of things. 10 minutes a day is going to change a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So, all right, everyone. Thank you for listening. And as Angela said, we would love to have some of you come tell us your experiences or talk to us about your questions, and let's turn this thing into something fun.
Don't be afraid to speak up. Your
Yeah.
dogs need you.
Yeah, they do.
To Dogsplaining, we know you've got a lot of choices when it comes to dog advice. We appreciate you trusting us to keep it honest and helpful.
If today's episode helped you understand your dog's needs more clearly, share it with someone who may also need to hear it. And don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
For more resources, visit us online or join the conversation in our community. We'll be back soon with more insight into your dog's behavior, health, and wellness. Questions welcome, and we love guests.
Until then, keep listening to Dogsplaining.